It's a big challenge we have to basically bring back buildings from the past. I believe that the most sustainable building is the one that is already standing, but heritage buildings only really have a value for society if they fulfill a function, a real function that we actually need. So that's why what we did here was give it a new life with a new function, turning it into residential apartments.
Nou, we zijn hier vandaag in het voormalig kantongerechtsgebouw. Er zullen ongetwijfeld veel rechtszaken hier geweest zijn met verdriet, maar ook juichende mensen die de zaal hebben verlaten. Iedereen heeft zo zijn eigen herinnering aan deze plek. En dat is wat een monument eigen is. Een monument heeft verhalen in zich, een ziel heeft het in zich. En daarmee zie je nu dat de nieuwe toekomst is geschreven. Een nieuw hoofdstuk is begonnen in het verhaal van het monument, waar het wonen centraal staat.
We need to build as much houses as we can, wherever we can, in whatever way. And this beautiful building was empty. It wasn't used anymore as a court. It couldn't be used as a court anymore because it didn't fit the requirements. It was perfect to create houses in it.
Maar om zo'n nieuw hoofdstuk te beginnen, dat is een enorme uitdaging. Wat kan er met behoud van de cultuurhistorische waarden? Want die kun je maar één keer kapot maken en dan zijn ze echt weg. En dat afzetten tegen de ambitie van het monument springlevend, alive and kicking. En dat is waar wij ons als restauratiefonds in zitten.
I like that you can actually touch and see history in monuments. Nevertheless, we don't only work for the past, we also work for the future.
Our target was to be net zero greenhouse gas emissions during operational use. One way we do this is by using vacuum glass in the windows, which are very high performance and create a very strong thermal envelope for the building. And then we selected a heating system which is all electric. The building uses no gas, and the whole electricity use over a year is offset with solar panels which are located in a different buildings because they could not be put on this roof. That generates on a yearly balance all the electricity that this building needs without any emission.
Because we couldn't change the layout of the original building, every apartment is different. And some of the apartments are actually quite complex in the layout, but it actually creates a very playful and unique space.
Het is een bijzonder pand. We renoveren altijd hoog niveau, zeg maar. Dus qua niveau is het altijd wel hoog. De uitdaging is, het is een rijksmonument. En ja, je moet heel veel zaken ook echt intact houden, zeg maar, omdat het een historie heeft. In Delft, het centrum, dat is wat logistiek betreft wel iets lastiger. Nou, dan wordt er met de zogenaamde spieringskraan, dat is een kraan met een hele lange giek, dat je over het dak kan komen met die ramen, want anders dan kom je er niet. Daar zijn die dakramen mee naar achter getild, zeg maar.
We're already in a repurposed building, a building that will be used indefinitely, that's had multiple functions and of which a lot of parts have been refurbished or remanufactured. That is exactly what we do with our kitchens. Our kitchens are designed for reassembly, to be taken apart, to be placed somewhere else and to be reused somewhere. We don't sell our kitchens, because if we did, then we would lose track of them and then we don't know what happens to them. So we make sure that we know where the kitchens are, we know what's in them through a material passport, and we know when it comes back. Through that we make sure that we can actually enable a circular economy for our whole supply chain and not for the kitchen only.
We thought it would be really important to keep the memory of the court, especially in the public space of this building. When we came here first, some elements were still there, like I said, the floor and the staircase, but the walls and the ceiling were all painted white and the doors were bright blue. It was obvious that there was still something left to be investigated. So we had an expert doing all these investigations on certain elements. And then she found that the walls were this kind of olive green with a little more golden or yellow line. And at first we thought, really, is that really going to be was that really the color? And now when you see it, it looks so natural and so much in harmony.
The hallway has been restored to its original state, which is quite a dark atmosphere, very classical. And from there on, if you would enter your apartment, you will have a very bright and light apartment, very contrasting with the hallway. It's very bright and light and very spacious.
What we did was to transform a building that no longer fulfilled the function. We future-proofed the building to create energy-efficient spaces for new residents to move into the city center. And of course, we preserved the heritage value and the historical presence of the building within the fabric of the city of Delft.